What is up guys, Jay Blanks here from Blanks Gaming with another Monster Hunter video, and today's video will be on a mixed set or build, and it's a set you guys have probably used before. It's the Diablos set, but I'm going to add a little twist to it. Hopefully you guys think it's interesting and maybe it's something you guys would want to try out in the future, and if you do, feel free to drop a like and feel free to subscribe. It really does help the channel out. Also, I can't even express how much I appreciate you guys, especially all of the views that the Elder Seal video has gotten, all of the comments. It's just insane. I did not expect to get that much, so thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. And having said all that, let's begin the video. Alright, so like we said before, we're going to be using the Diablo set along with the Master Bang, which is probably the sickest name in my opinion for a shield and sword. But the reason we're using this is because it has the highest attack for a non-elemental shield and sword, which pairs perfectly with the skills that are unlocked with the Diablos set. And just to run through those skills real quick, the first one is called Bludgeoner, and this prevents your damage from decreasing as your sharpness goes down, and also adds a higher chance of stunning the enemy, which you will see in the Nergigante fight. It is very, very useful in the fight. The second skill is called Non-Elemental Boost, and this does play a huge role in the build and is the reason we're using the Master Bang, because it does boost the attack of non-elemental weapons, and it boosts it by a significant amount. As you can see here, it goes from 297 to 325, which is a 28-point difference, which is about 10% increase, and also higher than level 7 attack boost. So definitely will make a difference in the Nergigante fight. And just to quickly go over the other skills that the armor provides, as you can see, we have the level 4 attack boost for the extra attack, as well as the 5% affinity, which is always helpful. And then we have heroics. This is also a very important skill, because as you can see, when you're below 35% health, you do get a 20% increase in attack, as well as a 30-point increase in defense. And the next skill we have is Weakness Exploit. You all probably know what this is. Probably the most useful skill in a fight. Get that 30% affinity on weak spots. This next one is Slugger, and this one you'll notice in the fight how much of an impact it has, especially paired with the Diablos skill increasing the chance of stunning. It really does give us a lot of stun power. And lastly, the skill that completes the build, a skill that you guys have probably never used before, it's Fortify, because the reason people don't use it is because in order for it to activate, you actually have to die, which decreases your rewards at the end. But when you do die, you get a 10% increase in attack, as well as a 15% increase in defense, and this can stack twice, totaling a 20% increase in attack and a 30% increase in defense, which is huge, especially paired with heroics. That is a 40% increase in attack, so that is insane. On top of that, we have the non-elemental boost with the 10%. That's 50% increase, so I was very excited to try this build out, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's go into the fight. We are finally at the actual monster fight, and the first step of the fight, of course, is to die in order to activate the Fortify skill, and that's also the reason we're not wearing any armor right now. And as you can see here, I just died once, and you can tell the skill actually activated by the message on the right side of your screen. And there's the second death, and now that we died twice, we stacked it to the maximum, and let's go put on our armor. Now, the second step of the build is to get below 35% health, and the reason we're doing that is so we can activate the heroic skill that we spoke about earlier. And in order to do that, we have to get hit on purpose a little bit, and I'm also trying to minimize the amount of damage I do because I want to wait until all of that stuff activates, and I definitely do not want to mount him yet until that activates, just so I can maximize the amount of damage done. And as you can see here, I also brought the Vitality Mantle as well as the Rock Steady Mantle, but the Vitality Mantle is actually a lot better for this build because we are sitting at such low health but such high defense, so the Vitality Mantle pretty much protects you for a certain amount of damage, And since we have such high defense, Nergigante hits a very low amount, which maximizes the use of the Vitality Mantle. The Rock Steady is kind of like an insurance policy just in case once the Vitality wears off. But now that we've mounted him, because all of our skills have activated, we can maximize the damage. And I want you guys to keep an eye out on how much damage I do from this mount, because it's actually the most I've ever done before. As you can see here, it's almost 400 damage, I think 396 to be exact. And it knocks him down, so we can just attack his head, which is what I always do when he's down until his horns break, and also just to rack up that stun damage. As you can see here also, we are going to break the spikes on his wings, which stops his attack and also knocks him down again, so we can just keep accumulating that damage on him. Also, when everything's going well in the fight and everything's going your way, this build is probably my favorite build to use, but there are those moments where you pretty much die at the end because all your mantles wear off and you're sitting at such low health. So there were those frustrating moments, but when things are going well, this build is insane. It is so powerful and so much fun to use. And I'm not sure if you can use it on the other Elder Dragons, especially Valhazak and Teostra, because they do the damage over time with their Elder Dragon ability. So that would definitely defeat the purpose of this build, because you are at such low health and that damage over time would destroy you. But we finally stunned him. As you can see, the stars are floating around of his head. So we're going to go for that, and hopefully we can break the horn out of this. Unfortunately not, but we were able to break his spikes and knock him down again. And there it is, we finally break his horn. And hopefully these charge attacks will break the other one. Oh my god, I think we have him stun lock actually, because this is the third time in a row that he's been knocked down. And there it is, we broke the second horn. Hopefully we can knock him down again. He just roared. That kind of means he will probably be changing maps. That is why we use the flash pod in that moment. But right now we're going to go for his tail. I don't think that hardened. I believe it didn't at least. And there it is. We knock him down again. So we go for the charged attack, hoping to break some of his spikes again. The ones on his arm, those look like the easiest to break. And there it is. He's going to the next map. Now this is the part that kind of annoyed me, because this took a lot of my time. As you can see, I wasn't able to reach the flash in time before he got farther and farther away. So we just had to follow him to the spot where he falls asleep at. But luckily we brought the Mega Barrel Bombs just to make up for the time lost for when he was changing maps. Hopefully this does enough damage to kill him. I don't believe I did enough for that, but that was 420 damage right off the bat, and he's exhausted right now. I honestly probably should not have mounted him yet, maybe get a couple hits in and then mounted him, but it was so close to the end that I was in such a rush to kill him that I just mounted him instantly, hoping that that damage would pretty much finish the fight. And as you can see here, we finally get the mount damage in, and it is almost 300 damage, a little over, and we finally kill Nergigante. I'm not gonna lie, if I didn't have to die and I didn't have to chase him to this map, I think the time might have been like 6 minutes, which is actually really, really good. And that pretty much wraps up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If this was a build that you guys would want to try out or thought was interesting, feel free to drop a like and feel free to subscribe. It really does help the channel out. And having said all that, this is Jay Blanks from Blanks Gaming. I'll see you guys next time.